Hey, Squibby, what's going on, man? Hey, I was gonna tell you, I've got that, you know that OLight that I had you test out a while ago, the one with the batteries in it, with the disposable batteries? Yeah. Dude, I got the rechargeable version. It is so sweet. Hey, tell me what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and ship it to you, okay? Wait a minute, you're gonna come here and pick it up? Hold on a second.
Did somebody say free OLight?
Dude, what's going on?
Hey,
all right, man, welcome.
This will be the first time I've shot a video in a hotel room, and something I've noticed filming in a hotel room is there's a lack of light. Ironically, this is a video about a light, a flashlight. This flashlight was given to me by Travis P11. It's an OLight. It's their i5R EOS. Now, a few years ago, he gave me the M1T Raider from OLight, and I've used this almost every day since. I do have two other lights that I've substituted for this, and I'll explain why in a minute. But otherwise, though, this has been my primary go-to EDC flashlight for years. I take it to work all the time. It's seen a lot of use and abuse. Now, what I like about the light is that it's small and lightweight. The belt clip allows me to put it in any pocket. If I'm working in a machine and I want to put my light where I can get to it, but it's in the way in my hand, I can simply clip it to a pocket and then get to it again if I move around inside the machine or whatnot. Also, the light has two settings. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the higher of the two settings. You have to hit the detent just right to get the low beam setting on there, and I almost never get that. So, but I wouldn't use it anyhow. I don't like the flashlights that have like 15 settings. I don't like the flashlights that have a strobe setting or any of that. I just want on and off. That's it, and that's exactly what this does for me. So I'm very happy with this, and I would absolutely recommend it to somebody, especially if they are in skilled trades. Now, the things I don't like about this, well, for one, it's made in China, and typically I'm not big on products made overseas. However, I would absolutely recommend this Chinese flashlight. The other thing is that it uses CR123 batteries, which are kind of pricey, and if you have this thing on high beam, you're going to get about 15 minutes of life out of it before it goes dead. And it actually doesn't go dead. What it does is it flickers, and it's really annoying. So I've been buying CR123s in bulk to kind of offset the cost. And if you happen to bump the on switch and put it in your pocket and you don't notice that it's on, you'll find out real soon, because this thing gets really hot. Now, that's what I was talking about with regard to using the other flashlights. They use AA or AAA batteries. They get a lot more runtime out of the batteries, so they're a lot more economically friendly. However, they're definitely not as bright. They're definitely not as small and as lightweight. They don't have a belt clip, so it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off, and that's why this one has been used more than the others. Reading the label on the back here, it says it uses a USB-C cord. So let's get out the buck knife and let's go ahead and open this up. See what they've got here with the packaging. Is it just taped shut? There we go. Alright, I've got it out of the box. There's some instructions. There's a README, which I'm not going to read. Maybe I should go read it. It comes with a really short USB-C cord, and it's got protective coverings over the cord, and it is smaller in diameter than the M1T and slightly longer, but it's really close. I mean, it's got the belt clip, or I should just say the clip here, although I just pulled on it and dropped it. I already gave it its first drop test. Just pulled on that clip and it kind of moved. Now it's in place. No, see, clip came right off. Yeah, see, that's not the same as this one. This one's kind of built into it, so I might have to be mindful of this clip, that it might come off. Now, as far as the README, let's see what it says here. It says, before first use, unscrew the tail cap and remove the insulating film, then fully charge the battery. Alright, well, let's see here. Remove the tail cap. We'll just twist it counterclockwise and remove the insulating film. Alright, so it's just, looks like a rechargeable AA in there. After reading the instructions, the protective film would have been on the underside of the cap between that and the battery. The battery itself has a port on the side here where you plug in the USB-C cord. So let's go ahead and do that, let it set, charge it up, and go outside and use it. So for charging, I'm going to use an aftermarket USB-C cable that is longer than that short cable that came with it. I'll just go ahead and plug this in. You can see there's a red indicator light on the battery, so I'm going to plug it in and let it sit. So in addition to using the aftermarket cable just to see how well it works, and because it's longer, I also wanted to charge it using this USB outlet here in the wall in the hotel room. It might be a situation where I'm traveling and I need to charge my camera batteries and I need all of my adapters, and I don't have an extra adapter to plug in the OLight battery. So using this wall outlet would be just fine. However, I have seen certain circumstances where plugging into the wall outlet doesn't charge a device as fast as, say, a dedicated charger or an adapter or that sort of thing. So I'm kind of interested to see how long this takes and how well it works. And once it's got a charge, we'll get it in the OLight and see how well it does. That didn't take long at all. The indicator went from red to green in less than an hour. I thought there might have been some sort of glitch, so I unplugged it, plugged it back in. I got the red indicator. A few minutes later it turned green, so it must have had a partial charge. So I'll go ahead and unplug it from the USB-C connector, and I'll take the new OLight and simply drop it down in there, screw on the top, and let's try it out. Please bear with any background noise you might hear because I'm standing behind a Staples building right now, and there's rail traffic nearby and semi-trucks going by. This is a first for me. So I was going to go out in the empty field here in front of us that you might not be able to see right now, but there's just way too much light that's in there, and the hotel has too many exterior lights, so I don't really think that would be an objective test. I'm on the side of the office supply building here that doesn't have the parking lot lights on, and I'm using the shadow of a dumpster here to try to make it dark. So here is my older OLight. You see nice bright light there. Here is the newer OLight. Now there's the low setting. That's really not that impressive, but once I put it on the higher setting, it's just as bright, but that is a wider beam. It's more of a floodlight. Here you can see there's the field that I was gonna go film in. I already stepped in a puddle and a ditch over there. Both OLights kind of reach out about the same distance and have about the same brightness, but this newer one is a wider beam, so I can see how this would be useful.
Later.
So I'm headed over that way. I decided to walk from the hotel instead of drive. And yeah, using Google Maps, it looks like I'm going the wrong way, or the long way, because there's a hotel right there. So even though this is somewhat lit, let's just see what the OLight does. That's on the low beam. That's on the high beam. Look at that. That beam just spreads out a wide dispersion, and I can see everything to the left, right, and in front of me. I don't have to worry about stepping in or on anything with this.
The next day.
Say you're hiking back after the sun's gone down. They might not allow entrance into the park, but you can drive out. Your OLight can lead you back to civilization, which I think is this way. The camera is making it seem like there's more light than there is, but it's really about that dark right now. With this floodlight, I can see the path really well. Handy thing to have when you're hiking. Finally, after a bunch of twists and turns, back to the parking lot. Thanks OLight, and thanks Travis P11. As you saw in the video, I was able to start evaluating the OLight i5R not long after Travis gave it to me. In that first scene, I was in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and it was about 30 degrees that night where I'm first learning how to use it. In the next scene, where I'm walking from the hotel to the restaurant, I was in Marana, Arizona, and it was in the 70s. In that last scene, I was hiking down off the Oregon mountains after the sun had set. I hiked up about as high as I could go in order to film the sunset, and I knew it was going to be dark coming back. I tried not to use the OLight until I absolutely had to because I wanted to conserve the battery life, not really knowing how long it would hold out on me, and it did great. So as you can see, the flashlight no longer has the belt clip, and I'll explain that as well as explain how well this has worked as an EDC flashlight for the past 2.5 months and my experience using it deer hunting in the next video. In the meantime though, I'm going to go ahead and remove the battery and plug it into charge to do one last test of the OLight for the next video, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.